So the video I did the other day about my business and questions about my business, and one thing in particular I want to talk about and why I'm looking at Louis Rossmann here, who had an unfortunate accident. Good news, he's fine for those of you that follow Rossmann, which actually includes me somewhat and my staff a lot. They watch a lot of Lou's videos. I love his channel. I love a lot of the stuff he shares. A lot of respect for the guy. Very unfortunate, but it comes to that question that people had about scalability of IT service business, or his is more focused on like the retail / like board level repair work. And he's a wealth of knowledge. I'm sure if you've heard of my channel, you've certainly heard of Louis Rossmann. He shares a lot of business insight and wisdom, along with showing how to do board level repair on a lot of Mac equipment. But what I noticed in this video is this part right here. As a result of the past few weeks, I've had 3+ page tickets piling up due to limit time I can think until concussion is 100%. Always remember to wear a helmet. Without a helmet, I might become a genius. If you're not familiar with his making fun of the Apple repair people, I like the humor in there. But we're going to talk specifically about scalability related to this problem. And let's dig into this a little bit. So a lot of people have used the phrase, if you can't leave your business, you don't have a business, you have a job, blah, blah, blah. I don't like that phrasing because you still have a business, even if that business is you. I have a friend who clears $2 million a year with 3 people. Most of it's centered around him because the 2 people are administrative assistants. He has a very relaxed lifestyle because he does very large-scale Fortune 500 company consulting work. So does he have a business or a job? He seems happy. I don't think he cares about the distinctions people throw at him on that. What I'm getting at, though, is when you want to build a business scalably, IT is a very tricky one to do. And a lot of time, because it's such a heavy knowledge-based business, it becomes very dependent on you. Now, I've structured sections of my business not to depend on me. So there's an entire process, the managed service provisioning, for example, that is completely not dependent on me. Matter of fact, it's kind of, you have to work this with your staff a bit because they laugh at me when I muddle through things like the MSP software. I'm not an absolute expert at it. Why? I don't use it. And that's not on accident. That's absolutely on purpose. I do never try to, a process you want to give to someone, you never try to own it, because then you become the guy they have to ask, interrupt all the time. So that's one of the structured recurring revenue parts of my business I've created, that if I take a week off, that's fine. The MSP will continue functioning as it does. Customers will have a process for automatic payments to be sent out, or automatic invoices and automatic payments, and all the whole system just works. We're using Invoice Ninja if you're curious about that. That's still how we send out our recurring invoices. All of our customers pay by check. We have, they have a couple of them that pay by credit card, but for the most part, that's how that works. We don't have automatic withdrawals, in case you're wondering. But the other side of the business is the retail store. I really don't. I muddle my way through a Windows install. I'm not an expert at it. Once again, it's a process I've compartmentalized, and by not being the expert at it, they have to do it. And these are important aspects to think about when you're running a business, because do you want to be the person involved in all of it? Maybe you do, and that's perfectly fine. It's all depends on what you want to do for structure. I don't look down, so to speak, and I hate when people do, going, oh no, you've involved yourself too much. You have to decide what the proper balance is. I see some entrepreneurs that really kill themselves because they try to be the all and everything, even when they get big. We actually seen a company that reached about $36 million a year, and the CEO was trying to work on the computers, like including fixing Outlook problems and things like that before they started outsourcing to us. The guy is wicked smart. He's really, really involved. He's sitting there trying to sort out a database problem, and he just didn't want to farm things out because he loved that control. But he finally broke free, and he feels better about it. And it's fun talking to people about their kind of transition set, because it's not a small company. They have a big staff. When you're talking about doing $36 million a year in revenue, you're talking about a company with a lot of staff. And that's what you have to decide. Is do you want to be the guy in the middle? Maybe it is. Maybe that's what creates the value. My value for me, I really love the YouTube thing. It is 100% dependent on me. If Tom doesn't go to work, then the YouTube doesn't happen. So that part of my business, and I don't have a problem with that. That is dependent on me. And I also am dependent on a few other things in my business. I do more of the bids still. I like being involved in them. The more complicated, the more like infrastructure, large scale. I'm not involved in a bid where someone goes, hey, I need 3 line drops run. That's a process to me. So it's only the ones that would pique my interest because I enjoy participating in them. I enjoy the design of them. I have a follow-up video I'm working on for one of the ones. Like, that excites me, and I love doing it. I don't want to just farm it out and say I just collect a percentage of this and that's how it is, because that's kind of what you work it down to. Like the MSP, I enjoy it. I enjoy the planning stages with a client when we're doing an implementation, but the functional day-to-day operation of it is not particularly an interest of mine to sit there and solve all the little problems that come with it and making sure updates and patches are loaded. I mean, that's been delegated to my staff, and they do a great job of it. They enjoy their job. They like doing that. It gets them to sit at their desk. Actually, they like the fact that they don't have to talk to people. They pretty much manage it through the SolarWinds dashboard, and they enjoy it. But it's one of those things I just want people to think about. If you're starting a business, you're starting an IT company, is it's really strong in the planning stages early on, is you have to decide where is the value you want to create in your company. What is the part you want to do? Are you going to completely tie yourself to it? Are you going to restrict yourself so you can never have a day off, like you never have the company function without you? So just day-to-day tasks. I delegate out depositing the checks and some of the banking functions. Why would I want to do that? I mean, there's not a lot of excitement. I mean, I like seeing the deposits, but I can see them on my bank account. I don't need to actually drive to the bank. So there's functions like that that are just, day-to-day functions. Checks come in, they get entered into the system, and then they get deposited in the bank. And those processes are not the ones that I think I really want to be involved in. Maybe, and some people are. I know a guy who's really deeply into the finances of his company, and he's a numbers guy, and that's his thing. Cool. And those are just those things you have to develop. And this goes back to me about hiring an employee. I have that video about how you hire your first staff. Well, same thing. You have to compartmentalize and decide what are the tasks that can be dedicated and given to and compartmentalized to someone that you don't want to do, and you're willing to pay someone else to do that part. So, but it struck me though, because I mean, Rossman, like I said, a lot of insight, love his channel, but it's clear based on his video that without him, there's a gap because he does a lot of the repairs. Not just in his YouTube is obviously all him, and that's one thing about YouTube that I find very interesting. It's a different business model because I don't know how to describe it other than maybe you're like, I don't like the term celebrity, but you kind of are the star of the show if you build a YouTube channel like this. But even larger people, Linus, for example, most of his videos are centered around him, for better or worse, for whatever your opinion is. And people have seen, he seems to be a polarizing figure for reasons, whatever. Linus seems fine to me. But like Rossman, his videos are going to be based on him. And obviously a lot of his business, the repair work itself, as he said, tickets are stacking up. These are his words, and that's the way he's built his business. But it's just thinking about it. He seems very happy with that. Great guy. Maybe one day I'll do a video with him if there's a reason for him to do a video with me, I should say. But nonetheless, I just want to put that thought in your head because this actually is a really common. I get a lot of emails from people, starting businesses and starting out in IT. And because I do work with TechTown and some of the local entrepreneur incubators and co-working spaces here, it's a frequently brought up question in discussion groups we have and things like that about starting it is that scalability. It is a hard step to get over, but it does take a lot of careful planning. And this is my 15th year in business, so I've really thought about, after 15 years, what parts I want compartmentalized and what parts I don't. This is my opinion of how I want it set up. You may not want to structure things like me. I know people who are completely external entrepreneurs and do very well at it, where they essentially own businesses as an investment opportunity and manage it externally. They'll have no day-to-day involvement. This guy Jimmy impresses the hell out of me. I almost want to get him on an interview because he's the most unsuspecting guy to run all these different companies. He runs so many varieties of companies, from plumbing to mechanic shops that he owns, and the guy can't plumb or fix cars at all. Like, he's very much just a numbers guy. And I always found it interesting because he's a very successful entrepreneur client, and it's always interesting. He bought a tire shop recently, and recently I say within the last 2 years, and we've serviced all of his businesses. That's how I always know Jimmy's like, I bought another company today, and just he's really got a skill for that. And I find it very interesting, but it's also not interesting enough for me to go, that's what I want to be, just the guy who can live on the beach and just own businesses and be an external managing business owner. But each person has their own path they find. It's just there's opportunities out there. I just wanted to think about it. And the Rossman video, I just noticed it today when I was flipping through the YouTube videos. I seen that come up, so it just peeked in my head. Thought I'd share it with you guys. Thanks. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and click the thumbs up. Leave us some feedback below to let us know any details, what you like and didn't like as well, because we love hearing the feedback. Or if you just want to say thanks, leave a comment. If you want to be notified of new videos as they come out, go ahead and hit the subscribe and the bell icon. That lets YouTube know that you're interested in notifications. Hopefully they send them, as we've learned with YouTube. Anyways, if you want to contract us for consulting services, you go ahead and hit launchsystems.com, and you can reach out to us for all the projects that we can do and help you. We work with a lot of small businesses, IT companies, even some large companies, and you can farm different work out to us or just hire us as a consultant to help design your network. Also, if you want to help the channel in other ways, we have a Patreon. We have affiliate links. You'll find them in the description. You'll also find recommendations to other affiliate links and things you can sign up for on launchsystems.com. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.